Want to welcome to the program Peggy Rowe, sometimes known as Mom, to Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. Good morning. How are you this morning, Peggy?
Good morning, Rollin. My husband and I are doing well, thank you. We're both healthy.
Do we have you both with us on the program here this morning?
Oh, no. John's a late riser. It's just me.
Just you. What part of the world are you in this morning?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, and he's still sleeping at this point?
Well, you know what? I'm in a room with a closed door. He could be fixing himself breakfast by this time.
Okay. I understand a lot of, the world's known your son maybe first worldwide, and then you've come along. But what shaped kind of what we know about Mike and his interesting world has been a lot, as it always is, from the parents, you and your husband there. Describe how your lifestyle over the years might have been a little different than others that gave Mike his base.
Well, my husband and I are very ordinary people, always have been very ordinary people. My husband was a school teacher for many years, and I taught. I tell you, Mike is the oldest of three sons, and as such was always a pretty responsible kid. I know people always want to hear stories about what a hellraiser he was, but in truth he was not. He was just always there and always responsible. I can only remember one incident in his whole school career where he did something that he was sorry for later. Other than that, he's been really easy. He was really easy to raise.
There's a lot of what I see in the description of you and your relationship with your son that reminds me of my mom, who's been gone for some 20 years, in how she also was like probably my biggest fan. Things that you did for Mike, writing letters and, putting other names on them, mailing them from cities to let producers think that he's got a big fan base building up and, doing the cookies for, Christmas parties and stuff like that. What inspired us? Was that just a mom's love or?
Well, I chalk it up to mother love. I know that was not my proudest moment, to tell you the truth, writing those letters, but I did it. Mike was on QVC, and he was relegated to the the middle of the night shift. He was on from like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And I thought he was better than that. I thought he should be appreciated by everybody.
There you go.
So I wrote letters to the producer, and I signed other people's names. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but I'm not proud of it now, but I did. And I would say things like, well, why is he stuck in the middle of the night? He's your best, he's your best host. He should be on in prime time and things like that. And I wrote several of them, and apparently the producer saved them, and he would read them during meetings. And everybody knew they were from me. And I'm embarrassed to think about it now, but it's a funny story, and it is in my book.
And the book that we're talking about is called About Your Father and Other Celebrities I Have Known. That's just half the title. So you've got a title that's almost a book in its own on this thing here. This is your second book, is that correct?
It is. I've been writing articles and stories for newspapers and magazines for years and didn't write a book until I was 80. And Mike encouraged me to do it, so I did. And then it was very well received and very successful. So I've written another book, and my husband is wonderful material. I mean, he is just walking and talking 24/7 material. He was born and raised during the Depression and lived a life of thrift and has been trying to teach me that thrift for the past 60 years. Not always successfully.
Have you budged at all? I mean, have you brought him also maybe a little more towards the middle from his thrifty side to where you want to hover?
Yes, I'm proud to say, and I'm happy to say that, yes. John is enjoying the fruits of our labor somewhat.
Now, if someone grabs this book, what do you think is going to be the biggest surprises they're going to get out of your book, Peggy?
if they don't know our family, I think they will be surprised at how close we are, how much love there is. One thing my husband instilled in the children was total respect for their mother, which was a good thing. I can honestly say that over the course of all of these years raising 3 sons, they have never, ever spoken to me disrespectfully. I know Mike will do it flippantly now in the press as a joke, and it's always funny. But growing up, they just had the utmost respect for me, and that was shown to them and illustrated by their father through the years, which is a good thing, and I'm afraid not all families enjoy that.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. The book's called About Your Father and Other Celebrities I Have Known. Peggy Rowe, the mom of Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. Appreciate talking to you this morning. Maybe go find out if John made you some breakfast, if he's out of bed yet or not, all right?
He has been known to do that.
Well, yeah, there you go. All right. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I look forward to finishing off this book here. And thanks for joining us here this morning on The Morning Show.
And thank you, Rollin. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Bye-bye.